So we've got the third Knives Out film that's come out, and look, this is the first time I've seen it in the cinema. I thoroughly enjoyed the other two. I expected going into this something different. I was wondering what it was like to go and watch it in the cinema. I don't think we had it round here the last time, or if not, it was so limited I just missed it. But I've been thoroughly looking forward to this, and this is going to be a non-spoiler review because this is a whodunit. This is the whole thing. I don't want to talk about that. So right from the beginning, we've got two big differences from the other films. I mean, each one has a different assistant, shall we say, a different person that he's mainly interacting with. And it's very different types of people. In the first film, we had rich people living off, I'm not going to say old money, because the grandfather figure was, it's not old money, but it's kind of old money. Posh rich people living off of older rich people. Second movie, new money, celebrity culture, celebrity rich people, very, very different type of thing. And now we've got what I'd call, I mean, ordinary is a very broad term, but we've got ordinary people who have ordinary incomes, maybe even poor, totally different types of people. And his assistant from the start, Reverend Judd, I love their interactions. I mean, the way they set out the story at the start, which was different, where he's telling everything before Benoit Blanc turns up, I thought that was really well done. It was really easy to sort of understand. It was, yeah, nice and clean. And what was fascinating with Benoit Blanc's interactions with Reverend Judd is, I mean, for a start, he didn't really ask many questions, Benoit Blanc, of the parishioners. And it's like, okay, I noticed that afterwards. But it's sort of like Reverend Judd is sort of leading but being led. It's like Benoit Blanc's pulling the strings. He's the puppet master, but not directly pulling the strings. He's like, oh, here's this thing, and then this string's being pulled. So it's like the Reverend's being kind of led without knowing he's being led. That was a nice touch. So it allows Benoit Blanc's character to be somewhat different, which they've done in each of the movies, and I like that. This one was the most striking, though, I'd say. And again, a lot of the people in this town, village, they're not nice. There is like nice people in it, not many, but most of them have been beaten down bar one. And the idea of, you know, there's a lot of religious connotations in this. They try to go, this is one of the criticisms of it, they try to go a bit political, which you can vaguely sort of, I think you should sort of keep it vague as to which side you're talking about. I mean, they talk about the Republican side, and they're not shy on that. It's like, first of all, it's going to date it loads. Secondly, you can keep it ambiguous and people can believe what they want to read into it, but still keep the storyline. I just think that ages these films badly. It's a minor thing with this film, though. You can ignore it. But the demonic religious figure, the demonic priest, I liked that. And I liked the fact there wasn't all this sort of like sitting, I mean, he's never kind of done this, but he kind of has, you know, the sitting in the room and interrogating everyone and things like that. He's never done that, and this is really not done in this movie. It's really nice. I thought another slight criticism, I thought the relationship between the police chief, or the local police chief, and Benoit Blanc could have been fleshed out a little bit more. Not too much, but I thought it was a bit underdeveloped. It's a 2-hour 20 movie. Like, I was like, no, it's fine. It did the job. And the cinematography, obviously the setting's really nice. It's shot really well. The way they use the light and the dark when Benoit Blanc and when the Reverend Judd, when they're changing how they're seeing things, or they're having like revelations and things like that. Like, this isn't a spoiler, but there's a person on the phone that Reverend Judd's talking to, and he's like, all right, I need to talk. I need to hurry this up. I need to hurry this up. So I've got oh, you've lost a relative, or you're losing a relative, losing the mother, I think. Oh, spends all afternoon talking to her. Now, that's more of a change of how he's feeling more than a light change, I'd say. But it's still an example of where they do really good mood changes through physical things in the world, as well as the actors actually just portraying it. I thought it was absolutely excellent. I loved all the cameos we had in it with famous actors. You can tell people just want to be in these films. And ultimately, it's easy to piece this film together as you're going along. It's easy to follow along, but you're being misled in lots of places. There's things that they're showing you, which you know they're going to call back to at this point, having watched this. You damn well know, you know, what am I looking for in this particular scene? What am I looking for here? Because he's making a point. And it's going to be, you didn't notice this, blah, 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 you know, when he's doing his reveal, that sort of thing. And you're looking out for it. So it's very interactive now, because at first they want to sort of fool you, but then you've got your formula, and then you need to make it interactive rather than, okay, here's the obligatory things, etc., etc. Because if it's interactive, it doesn't matter that you're foreseeing this is going to be one of the things that will probably be important or somewhat significant. And also, crucially, I'd say when they did the sort of more leaning into the supernatural bits, which again, I'm not going to go too much into because it'd be spoiling it, but when they're sort of leaning into, is this supernatural, is it not? They do a good job of making it seem like, if I wasn't convinced it wasn't supernatural, if I wasn't totally convinced it wasn't supernatural, then I might start to believe. It gives you that element of doubt, which is really, really good. And the ending, great. They've got to have different kinds of endings with these things. I'm not giving anything away when I say that as to which type of ending they're doing. But you can't just have, because the problem I thought with the first one, well, not, there wasn't a problem with the first one. The problem I thought if they were going to do sequels is you have to have sometimes a reasonably obvious culprit where you've woven and you've gone, oh, that's how they did it. I didn't realize that's how they did it, but this was an obvious suspect. Then you can have suspects that aren't obvious. Then you can have really overbooked films, but you've got to have a mix. If it's too overbooked, which is the way they would go if they were going to go, that's where they go. Becomes a bit, oh, well, it's not going to be that person because that's the obvious person. You can go the other way where it's the obvious person. Most of them don't do that. But that becomes a problem with this genre. So if you can watch this movie in the cinema, I would highly recommend that you do. If you can't, it's going to be great watching it on Netflix. Honestly, I had a fantastic time watching it. Well worth it. Great payoff. When you come out, you'll realise things that you hadn't actually realised when you were watching it. And I bet if I watch it through a second time and you watch it through a second time, you'll find little interactions, little movements, oh, I didn't realise that they thought that there. I didn't realise that person in the background. I didn't realise that was going on. Or I should have seen that to help me put the picture together. And that's what you want from a Knives Out movie. And that is my conclusion. So what did you think? Did you really enjoy it? Please be respectful to it. I understand if people are looking through the comments, then you can't expect to not see totally spoilers, but be respectful of one another in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Your support is appreciated, and you can get more content from the channel that way. And until next time, I will see you in hopefully a less rainy situation later.